guys, Shartimus Prime here doing another Transformers figure review on the Transformers 4 Age of Extinction Deluxe Class Crosshairs. If you're trying to get your Transformers figures, you know you can get them at
Big. Get your big badass toys at BigBadToyStore.com. Click the link in the description below.
Said it a couple times already, but I love the packaging for these Deluxe Class figures. This is really cool. I like the box art right over here. Crosshairs looks pretty awesome, especially with his 3D goggles. That's pretty nice. And I like this transparent red Transformers text right here. It says Crosshairs, ages 8 and up. We get another picture of Crosshairs on the side. Transformers Generations Deluxe Class, number 2 of 4. I've already reviewed Slug over here, and I've already reviewed Scorn, so Bumblebee will be next. Then we get a picture of Crosshairs in his Corvette mode, and here he is in his robot mode with his sidearm blasters, and he changes in only 13 steps, so that seems pretty easy. We get this little bio that says, Crosshairs, this Autobot paratrooper has a knack for catching his enemies by surprise, either by dropping in from above or with a lightning fast draw of his sidearm blasters. Alright, okay. So I'm very curious to see how cool this figure is. Let's get to it and crack him open. And here's Crosshairs out of the packaging, and this is not a bad looking robot mode. Now, just like the other figures, when you open it up out of packaging, he doesn't come looking like this. He comes mistransformed. If you can see this picture right here, he's like more like a cross between both modes, very shell former looking. But this looks pretty cool like this. Once I get him all set up the way I like it, he's got his flowy trench coat thing, which is a very awkward, weird thing for me that he would have a trench coat, and that's part of the car, you know? This is just kind of bizarre to me, but he still has that shell former kind of thing going on right over here, which isn't actually too bad. I don't know, it kind of works out with it having the trench coat. Now, he does have his instruction booklet over here, and it says 13 steps, but all 13 steps aren't really included. As you can see right here, it's just a huge backpack going on, and they don't explain really how you could split it up, which is what I think you're supposed to do, because I did see the trailer, and you see him flying in the air, and he had 2 of the big blasters, and this figure actually only comes with 1 big blaster. I mean, if you look at that picture, you can see that he has the 2 blasters, and most of the figure is green and silverish kind of gray. Looking at this guy right here, he has the 2 little blasters, and he only has 1 of these, and I really wish he had 2 of these. And to take a close look at this blaster, I think it looks pretty cool. I like this gun. It has this notch over here so you can store him in his alt mode, and I think it's pretty nice looking. I just wish we had 2 of them. And you can store it in his back. Crosshairs does have a butthole. There's the butthole, and there's, oh, he's got 2 holes. Okay, he's got 2 buttholes, but anyway, you just plug it into the one butthole over here. There it is, so it's right in there. I didn't even try storing it over here. Let's see what happens if you just lock it into the tank. Nah, doesn't fit at all. Nope. And then these 2 guns over here look kind of weak. I don't know, but they're sculpted pretty well. I kind of feel like they're weak just like in the general sculpt of them. They just look like little bars, but if you look at it closely, there's like a lot of little line details sculpted in there, so it's not terrible. And there's storage for these guys as well. Underneath each side, there's a little hole right there, and you can just go ahead and plug this in, so that works out nicely. The only thing is that you can't keep it there while it's in alt mode. Now, taking a closer look at this robot mode, I actually think it looks very cool. I really like the head sculpt. He has a lot of details in here. That is a lot going on his face, man. Look at that. Even the chin has these little dots on it. I really like the silver paint applications. He has some great light piping, too. I think the light piping is awesome. We don't have the 3D goggles exactly like how we had on the packaging, but you know, you can see them. They're right there. Still pretty cool. I really like the head sculpt on this figure a lot. As I had mentioned earlier though, I wish the rest of the body, instead of having it black, it was kind of that grayish, or just this silver right here. Looking at the rest of the figure, it does look pretty awesome as far as the sculpting goes. I just really wish there was more color variety in here. Especially the arms right there, it seems to look pretty flat. And the trench coat is made out of a soft pliable material. It's very rubbery, so that's pretty nice. I like the silver paint apps right over here too. But overall, I mean, looking at this thing, I don't think it's a bad robot mode at all. I like it. And then here's doing a 360 once again, so yeah, very backpacky. And his articulation isn't too bad. His head rotates side to side. You can't do a full 360 with it. You can't really make him look up without the head popping off, so that's a bit frustrating, but he can look down just a little bit, so that's okay. And he does have shoulders that move outward only that much. You can rotate the shoulders forward. It gets a little clunky around here. He has elbow rotation right here, and he bends at 2 points in the elbow right here and right here, so you can bend all the way up like that. And then the wrists barely rotate. They have that hinge in there. And then he has no waist joint at all. You can articulate the sides of his trench coat, so he has his flaps that can move outward a bit, so you have that kind of movement. And they can rotate forward, kind of. Not really. I don't know, it's just more of this movement right here. His hips move outward. He can kick forward. He has rotation above the knee. He bends at the knee pretty far. Then the ankles move down and up just a little bit due to the transformation. He has these heel spurs right here. And Crosshairs stands at about 5 inches tall. Here he is next to the Transformers 1 Bumblebee, which I have repainted. I had some silver paint apps over there. And here's the Dark of the Moon Roadbuster. So you can see that Crosshairs is shorter than both of these figures. You can see the decline from there to there, all the way down to here. And here he is compared to a couple other Age of Extinction figures. We have the Leader Class First Edition Optimus Prime and our other Deluxe Class figure, Scorn. And then here's Crosshairs compared to the Marvel Legends Big Time Letdown Spider-Man. Hey, it looks like they shop at the same place. So let's see how this guy looks in his car mode. Will you take us away, Bumblebee? Alright, good job, Bumblebee. Now the first thing that it tells you to do in the instructions is to remove all the guns. So I've already done that. Guns have been removed. And then you also want to remove the trench coat. So there are these 2 tabs that stick into the chest of the figure. So you just want to pull that out right there and then do the same thing over here. Then you want to tuck these down over here, which kind of gets a little weird. It gets very, very shifty. Actually, the transformation for this whole figure is kind of shifty. I don't really like it. I'm just going to say that right off the bat. He has his heel spurs. We're going to put those right back in and then rotate the legs inward right here. So get both of these facing inward and then lift the feet up for both of them, and then we're going to connect right over here. Looking at the back of it, we're going to take this middle piece and this is going to fall straight right down in here, and then there's these 2 tabs, these 2 slots right here, and just goes right in there. Let's see if I can get this done. Yep, not too bad. And then we have the arm, or the sides, I don't know why I want to call them the arms, but the sides of the car, and we're just going to tab these into place. And then we have these wheels right here, these rear wheels. We're going to push those in and then flip this, you know, looking at the robot side of it, it's going to flip towards his face. And then one of the last parts, we only have really 3 steps left. There's this back piece over here, and that's going to extend out and go down over the head. And that goes in very nicely. Now this is the part where it gets tricky for me on this transformation that I really, really don't like. So there's this little piece right here, and there's this little clear tab, which you can see. And it's supposed to go into underneath this green piece, and I have a hard time making that happen. It's just quite frustrating for me, and it's not very fun. And typically I have to do something right here where I have to move these flaps a little further back over here. So it's never really clear in the instructions exactly how you're supposed to do this. You kind of just have to finagle it and figure it out on your own. And I think that's kind of frustrating. And as you can hear, it's a very rattly figure, but I'm getting those side panels in there, and that's working out. And then there's these final side pieces that need to move up and level out the car. So let's try to get this all tabbed in. And it's not fun. I just don't really enjoy doing this. It's just kind of, I don't know. Like I said, it's frustrating. As you could probably hear, it sounds frustrating. And I don't know if it's just me. This isn't the first time I've transformed this figure or anything. I've transformed it several times, and every time it kind of sucks. So that's pretty much it right there. Nope. See, that little clear tab is sticking out at me, and as soon as I push that in, this is going to fall apart right here. And that just keeps happening. So now I have him cleaned up, and I really hate transforming this figure. Transforming this guy just really, really sucks, man. It's this part right here that I just went over. I finally got this all evened out, but it still doesn't really look complete. Especially on this side over here. Look at that. It looks like this isn't really tabbed in all the way. Now watch, I'm going to push this tab in, and then this is going to untab over here. It's like a magic trick. Let's see. Let's see if I tab that there. And then, see, there that went all untabbed. So that is extremely frustrating. I feel like I never want to transform this thing ever again. And like I said, I've transformed this numerous times. It's just every time I just run into that problem. So maybe I'm a total idiot, but, you know, if you know the solution to that, let me know in the comments. I like the clear plastic, though, right here for the windows. I wish we'd gotten some color right here in the front, because we're just seeing green for headlights. That's a little annoying. And they could have painted the Corvette logo, but nah, it's alright. And then there's this huge hole right here in the front of the grill. I think that's kind of funny, but not the biggest deal in the world. We got these chromed out rims. Yeah, looking pretty cool. So, nice looking rims. It's not too bad. Now, I saw Octobotimus's review, and he had mentioned how this is painted incorrectly. Not because of this part right here, but because of this part over here. There's no paint on this side, so he's supposed to be painted on both sides, and that does look very weird when you look at it head on. It's definitely missing the paint applications, and that's frustrating. Then we got an Autobot logo right there, another one right there, and he's a very rattly alt mode. I gotta say, I don't really like this alt mode as much as I like the robot mode. You know, now he does have storage for his weapons, so that is pretty cool. I don't think you're supposed to store them like this, but I just try to shift the little guns right in here, then shift the little one, again, right in there. And then there's a spot right here on top of both of his knees, and you get this little peg right here on the main blaster, which he did not come with a second. I really, really wish he came with 2 of them. And then you can shift that in there, and that's stores okay. I mean, even with this slightly mistransformed over here, the weapons stay and he can roll pretty well. So that's pretty nice. Oh, he just pooped. So in his alt mode, Crosshairs is just shy of 5 inches across. And here's Crosshairs compared to the Transformers 1 Bumblebee figure, and they look like they're in scale together. I don't think Crosshairs looks very small at all. They look pretty good. And here's Crosshairs compared to Roadbuster, and actually Crosshairs does look a bit larger than Roadbuster over here. Actually, looking at Bumblebee, Roadbuster, and Crosshairs, Crosshairs actually looks like he's got some pretty decent size to him, so it's not too bad. And here he's next to our Deluxe class Slug, not Slag, and then Optimus Prime over here, the Leader class Prime. And I think these work in great scale, well, minus this guy, get him out of here. And I think Prime and Crosshairs looks pretty cool. I don't know, Prime might be a little too big, but still, I think this looks pretty dope. I'm liking this. So we have another okay figure over here. That's just my personal opinion. I think it's alright. I don't like this alt mode, or I don't like getting it into the alt mode. You know what I mean? I like how the car looks and everything. Corvette, man, it's pretty awesome looking as far as the design goes, but we have this whole issue over here, and that just frustrates the hell out of me. Let me know in the comments if you have any answers to my little problem over here. And please check out tformers.com for a full gallery of images. Hit the like button if you like the video, leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.
That's crispy.
Yeah, I wish I liked this car mode a lot more.